Hi everyone! Today we have a nice idea to explore grammar used to. We choose this structure used to because it's a part of English, it's a magic part of English, grammar that evokes admiration. When someone says used to, those around them immediately understand that the action being described is no longer relevant, but was quite popular in the past. For example, in childhood or earlier. Well, this video is interesting for teachers who are going to give students an idea of the new grammatical structure. Watching this presentation is also useful for interested students to acquire knowledge of how to use the structure used to in their speech to describe past actions. Well, for the beginning, brainstorming session. We will start by encouraging students to brainstorm various ways that people historically spend their free time. This can include activities like playing outside, reading books, watching TV, and more. The goal is to generate a rich list that reflects diverse interests and activities. We can also revise vocabulary. It's also important. Well, let's brainstorm different ways people used to spend their free time. Do not focus on used to. Focus on activities. Playing outside, reading books, watching TV, and more. Well, now I'm going to choose one activity and describe it without giving away what it is. I'm activity. I was an exciting adventure that took place outside. I often involved many kids and lots of laughter. Seasonal weather was my friend. I thrived in the summer sun. You may find me with a ball or a frisbee. Okay, now I think you guessed that this activity is playing outdoors. So students should guess it. Now we can describe and discuss the activity playing outdoors. Well, next part. We should define past habits with used to. We should introduce the term used to. Used to, that is a rule. Used to is a phrase we use to talk about habits or situations that were true in the past, but are not true now. This is my example. I used to play outside every day. I guess when I was a kid, in the past, in my childhood or something. I used to play outside every day. We used to ride our bikes around the neighborhood. Go on. All this example we can use, we can read them all. You can stop the video and read them all. And pay attention, all of this action were previously, earlier, before, in the past, not now. The first, I used to collect comic books, but now I read novels instead. The words now and instead help us understand that used to describe the action that was previously, earlier, okay? I used to collect comic books when I was a kid, when I was younger. And you can stop the video again and read all of these sentences. But we need to understand that interrogative sentences are also very important. There's an example. I used to collect comic books. Did you used to? We need auxiliary verb did, and of course we do not use used because we don't need ed at the end of a word. Did you used to? What did you used to collect before you started reading novels? We used to watch cartoons every Saturday morning. This is affirmative sentence. Obviously, we use used to. In this question, we need to use did. What did? If we have did, we do not need ed at the end of use. What did you used to do every Saturday morning before you started sleeping in? Go on. Another one. My family used to have a dog. It's true, but now we do not have a dog. What kind of pet did your family used to have? Dog, of course. I used to hate vegetables. Personally, I used to hate bell peppers, but now I like them, all the kinds of peppers. What did you used to feel about vegetables? I used to hate. Well, what do we need to understand? We form this grammatical structure with subject, used to, and base form of the verb. I used to play. Anna used to read. I used to play. What does it mean? It indicates that the action was regular and occurred in the past, but it does not happen anymore. It was in the past, but now they, someone does not do it anymore. I used to play outside every day, but now I don't play outside every day now. Okay? We always keep in mind that it's a kind of contrast. I used to do something in the past, but now I don't do it. Let's go back to slide 3. Give me a sec. This one. Well, we remember the activity description. Which activity did we describe? It was playing outdoors, okay? Keep in mind this point. And let us relate them to used to. Well, think of the activity you described. It is playing outdoors. How would you express it using used to? I used to play soccer. I used to play ball. I used to ride a bike. Okay? Now, let us check if your student understood this grammatical structure. I used to play soccer. What is the meaning of used to? Let's check. First, we should analyze the meaning of this sentence by dividing it into several statements. As we said, it's a magic grammar structure, and without any explanation, if you know the structure, if you learn the structure, you can understand that used to means to describe something that was your habit or someone's habit in the past. Well, I don't play soccer. Is it true? For this grammar structure, I don't play soccer. I used to play soccer. Is this true? Of course. I played soccer in the past. Is this true? Yes, I played soccer. I played soccer many times in the past. We say about habits, so many times is relevant. These three statements fully explain the meaning of used to in the given example. Now let's rephrase the statement as questions. And ask this question your student or ask them yourself. Do you play soccer? The answer is no. Did you play soccer in the past? Yes, because it was your habit. Did you play soccer once or many times? Many times, because it's habit. Now, obviously, this structure used to describe past action. It's your habit because you or someone did it many times and you don't do it now. Some pictures that describe your actions in the Why do we use childhood? Because childhood is usually connected with the past. We do not teach used to for such small kids, right? So we use the word childhood or something earlier, as I was a kid, to describe used to. What do you think these kids used to do? How does it differ from things you do now? As a girl, I used to play ball with friends, and now I used to study English, or I used to teach English or something. We can use this chart to compare past habits and present habits. Past habits. I used to play outside every day. Now, I prefer playing video games. I used to read physical books. Now, I read e-books. Physical books, I mean real books. You can do some interactive activities with used to. Think of 3 things you used to do. Write them down Write your activities that you used to do in the past. In small groups, take turns sharing your sentences. Encourage others to respond with their own used to sentences. Okay. Some reflections. Discuss what they learned about using used to and their own past habits. It's a nice topic to discussion. Why is it important to remember past habits? So you can be like a philosopher, and have a talk about our past habits, compare it with our new habits, and say, was it good to us to play the piano, for example? Let's wrap up. Each student shares one sentence about what they used to do. Final quiz and summary. The same. Complete the following. I used to play the piano, but now I play the flute, for example, or trumpet. So, ask students or ask yourself, what does it mean, used to? Used to indicates past habits. How do we form it? Subject, a dog, Anna, I, anyone. Used to plus base verb. What does it mean, base verb? It means infinitive without to. Indicates what changes over time help us reflect and grow. I used to make fun of my parents for going to bed at 9 p.m. Now I wonder how they used to stay up so late. Haha. See you next video. Bye.